Well, the role of fire has been in the environment before we became involved in fire, or the fact that we would either try to change, suppress, or alter natural fire, like through lightning. And that's, I'm just going to address natural fire, which would be lightning. And generally, and it just depends on the weather and the conditions and the topography. Yeah, I think that it's good. I mean, that it's been going on for years, and we've had to deal with it. But Mother Nature makes that allotment or that arrangement and deals with it. It might be a wound or a scar, and the habitat takes a little hit here. But in the end, I think there's a betterment. There's progress with keeping the fuels to a minimum in that area, and there's a reason why it might open up pine cone seeds, or it might maybe there were too many grasshoppers that summer, or they take a hit, or some type of wildlife. There's benefits to everything, and I think more than anything, natural fire is a benefit to the ecosystems, and in the ways, and if you don't get involved and try to alter it, then just let it burn and do where it's going to burn. Spatial complexity is what ends up happening, and certain areas might burn a little hotter than others. But then there's also and I think prescribed fire of today is of good use. I mean, we've learned a lot from mistakes that we make. We've continued to do that, but either whether it's large or small. But then when it comes to intentionally set fires, I guess is the word you want to use, like arson, and for whatever their motive is, once you light the match, it's still the same reaction. You get combustion, you get fire. You have fuels, you have topography, you have weather, and things happen. And for whatever reasons, those intentionally set fires are a lot of times set in areas that individual or people know that they're going to get this type of activity is going to be created from at 2 o'clock. This is what I'm going to do. But I think there's the greatest benefit is from the ecosystem and the earth to burn the fuel and change the habitat a bit, and it does affect all the microsystems and the macro. Is macro smaller than micro? Macro? Yeah, micro. It's all there, molecular biology. That's something you need to study on. And we're all hinged together. And in the end result is that through these activities of either natural occurrence or intentionally set fires, we've developed a system of a business, within the government, the federal government, the state, local resources. The private sector now is involved heavily. Everybody from any function in camp to like operations or logistics to everything that evolves around that, equipment and people, resources, and it comes down to the money thing. And I think we tried to stay, like in the days when I was on the Hotshot crew, there were budgets, and they were either you're in the black or you're in the red, or you're either in the black or in the green, no red. And so I think money is looked at differently, spending is looked at differently. And I think sometimes that has a direct effect on, like today with suppression. Back then, I don't think it was the managers of the old days, or back then 30, 40 years ago. You had people that kept track of all that, but I don't think it affected the great effect that it does now. Where did they prioritize and assign the money thing in that echelon when we needed to order more hairnets, or this is what we need to do is feed them and rest them so those resources can do the job to actually suppress the fire. But I think in the long run, I think we should still, like in some ways, either monitor lightning occurred fires that are going to be in areas that once they burn, like just let them burn. And where is that? Is it Whitecap Creek? Up? Is it Whitecap? Up on the between the Nez and the Bitterroot, where they did some of the first original let burn type stuff go, and up in Region 1. So, but I spent time in 13 states. I don't know how many different national forests and private and federal land that I've been on. I probably should count all the forests I've been to, but 13 states, and I've hit fires in every region, every Forest Service region, all 9 regions, in my 40 plus years of suppression effort.